Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're digging into a certification that's all about one of the most critical steps in software development, making sure the thing you built doesn't just work, but that it actually delivers the value everyone is counting on.
I mean, think about it. It's the one question every single software team has to answer. What's that final checkpoint between a finished product and a truly successful launch? How do you know for sure that you've built the right thing? Well, the answer is all wrapped up in a discipline called acceptance testing.
So let's get on the same page. What does acceptance actually mean in the world of software? Let's go straight to the source and get the official definition.
You see that key phrase in there? Acceptance criteria. That's the whole ballgame. This isn't just about a gut feeling or a simple thumbs up. Acceptance testing is a formal process, and it's measured against a set of conditions that were defined beforehand. The system has to meet these conditions to be considered done and ready for the people who are actually going to use it.
And this idea of acceptance isn't just one thing, right? It shows up in a few different, really important ways. The one we probably all know is user acceptance testing, or UAT, where the real end users get their hands on the software. But it also covers things like making sure a system meets all its legal or contractual rules. And, yep, even those early feedback loops, like alpha and beta testing, fall under this umbrella.
Okay, so we know what it is, but where does this certification fit into the bigger picture? In the whole ISTQB universe of testing qualifications. The acceptance testing module is part of what's called the Specialist stream. So think of this as the next level up after you've got the basics down. It's for pros who want to do a deep dive into a very specific, very practical part of the job. In this case, becoming an expert on that bridge between a technically sound product and a business success.
And because it is a specialist topic, it's really important to know this isn't your starting point. This certification builds on all that core knowledge, so you absolutely have to have the ISTQB foundation level certification first. It kind of assumes you already speak the basic language of testing.
Okay, let's get into this, because this is where it gets really interesting. The true value of this certification, the real secret sauce, isn't just about learning new testing techniques. Nope, it's about people. See, this qualification puts a huge focus on the way different roles collaborate. It's built on the idea that great software doesn't just magically appear out of different departments. It's the result of really clear communication and, maybe most importantly, a shared understanding of the goal across the entire team.
And just look at how this works in practice. You've got the product owner, right? Their entire world revolves around business value. Then you have the business analyst, who's the master of turning that value into concrete rules. And then the tester's job is to prove that the system actually follows those rules. Everybody has a crucial piece of the puzzle. So if the focus is so heavily on collaboration, who is this certification really for? The answer might not be what you think. Yeah, check this out. You might expect this to be a certification just for testers, but look, it's aimed just as much at people in business-focused roles. And that right there tells you everything. It hammers home the point that acceptance is a shared responsibility. Developers, BAs, product owners, they're all just as critical to this process as the testers are. So if you're a product owner trying to define what value means, or a business analyst writing the requirements, or even a developer who's building the features, this certification is designed to give you the tools you need to sync up with your team and hit those business goals together. So what's actually in this thing? If you sign up, what skills are you going to walk away with? Let's take a little peek inside the syllabus. The syllabus really takes you on a journey. You start with the fundamentals, of course. Then you get into the real nitty-gritty of writing crystal clear acceptance criteria. From there, you learn how to actually model business processes so you can visualize how everything works. You even get into testing things that aren't features, like performance and usability. And it all leads up to that final piece, mastering the art of collaboration. When you boil it all down, this whole certification is really about one thing. It's about giving everyone, on both sides of the aisle, the tools they need to finally close that gap between the tech team and the business stakeholders. It's about making sure the software that gets built is the software that was needed. So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. When you start focusing on these principles, on shared goals and clear definitions of done, you're not just testing software anymore. You're fundamentally changing the DNA of how your team builds things. You're shifting from just delivering code to delivering real business success. So, how could that change your next project?